Greetings, one and all, and welcome to a special Halloween episode of the Toon Critic. I am your cult personality, ToonKriticY2K. I know I've been away for quite some time, but who really cares? I'm back. And before I start, I'd like to very quickly dedicate this video to Peanut Butter Gamer, my main inspiration for this video. Since he reviewed Putt Putt, why don't I give it a shot at reviewing Pajama Sam? I give to you this Halloween special, and I pray I will not be 3 more months late with the next video. Enjoy, sit back, and all that other good stuff. Oh, and by the way, try not to eat too much candy, okay? Seriously, you're gonna shit out rainbows or something. Peace.
Greetings and salutations, fellow viewers, and welcome to the second Halloween special of my show. Toon Critic's the name, and tunes are the name of my game. Is it just me, or does Halloween really suck these days? You know what I'm talking about. Halloween at like 2 to 5? Seriously? What happened to the real chills and terrors? I'm not talking like Paranormal Activity or getting organic food instead of candy. Maybe it's just my inner 90s, but I remember a time when we used to collect candies of all sorts like a game and see if we could eat them all without getting a massive cavity. I remember a time when the scariest thing around wasn't exorcism repackagings, ghosts in space, or aliens breeding with Adrian Brody. It was the likes of Freddy Krueger, Jaws, and Jason Voorhees that really got us in a scary mood. Hell, Chucky! Chucky! Of all people, is scarier than half of the horror movies coming out today. And if I know my animation history like the back of my hand, the 90s had some pretty cool animated scares. I mean, nowadays they aren't that scary, but back then, it either made us drop our juice boxes or made us legitimately afraid of the dark. And that segues right into—
What are you doing?
I'm the Toon Critic. See? Keeping you totally—
You just took a pic of me and mirrored it in Windows Movie Maker. Did you really think I wouldn't notice?
Maybe.
Now, I ask again, what are you doing?
Well, I'm doing a review.
Didn't you have your own review to do? What was it again? Poony?
I'm working on it!
Okay, alright. I see, no worries. Let's just cut the banter. I take it you wanted to review something with me?
But of course! I found something that's perfect for a Halloween special.
Paranorman? Because that's actually what I was going for. It's actually a pretty cool movie. Wait, what?
You said yourself you don't tend to review popular stuff. You wanted, quote-unquote, obscure and underrated. That's why I give you Pajama Sam. No need to hide when it's dark outside.
You're serious. This game isn't even scary. If I wanted a scary point-and-click game, I'll go with Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
But it does deal with a supernatural world in a little boy's closet and him overcoming his fear of the dark. And last I checked, fear is a big element of Halloween.
Well, I suppose you got me there. Very well, let's take a look at Pajama Sam.
But bad critic, this game isn't scary at all. Why don't you play Slender? Everyone else has played Slender. You should review Slender, Toon Critic. Does he do that often?
Meh, I'm used to it.
Oh, one more thing. Don't worry about your cameos. I got you covered.
Oh, well, I actually had a cameo.
Salutations, fellow viewers. This is William Grubb.
And I am the Brain.
And I am Pinky.
And you're watching the Toon Critic. All together?
Narf! I don't narf.
Well, of course he doesn't narf. You wouldn't know that.
Not in his contract. He's a big arsehole.
Oh, son of a...
And an endless sea of animation stands one true dude for the 21st century, hailing proudly from the Shy City, Chicago's own Toon Critic.
Greetings, people! Welcome to the second Halloween special of my show, Toon Kritic's the name, and Toons be the name of my game. I am joined today by the awesome Media Grubber, William Grubb, and yes, today we are reviewing the very first Pajama Sam game. There are probably only a select few of you who actually remember Pajama Sam. In that case, you probably never played games from a little company called Humongous Entertainment. Back when point-and-click adventure games were cool, I don't know if they still are today or not, Humongous Entertainment was at the forefront of my childhood. I'm not ashamed to say that I played pretty much all of their games. Yes, at one point I owned all the major Humongous Entertainment games. I didn't really have that much of an exciting childhood.
They started out with a little game called Put Put Joins the Parade in 1992 when MS-DOS was still around, and created their signature lineup of point-and-click adventure games, with characters like Freddy Fish, Put Put, Spy Fox, and today's focus, Pajama Sam. There were also a few other series they made like Backyard Sports, Fatty Bear, and Junior Field Trips with Buzzy the Knowledge Bug. Counting the 3 spin-off puzzle games, there have been a total of 7 Pajama Sam titles. You know, TK, I'm surprised you didn't just do a top 7 Pajama Sam games list.
You know I'm not that predictable. We're only going to be talking about the first game, No Need to Hide When It's Dark Outside, released in the PC and Mac on May 31st, 1996.
Oh yeah, I remember 1996. Tupac got killed, Bill Clinton got reelected.
We were introduced to such classic game titles on the PlayStation 1 like Resident Evil, Crash Bandicoot, and Tomb Raider.
Wait, aren't you forgetting one?
Oh yeah, there was another game too, but no one played that. Pajama Sam was also re-released on August 19th, 2008 for the Wii by Majesco Entertainment, renamed as Pajama Sam Don't Fear the Dark. Brilliant naming there, guys. The game series follows this weird-looking kid with weird skin of sorts, named Sam, nicknamed Pajama Sam, and his many adventures involving him conquering his fears and dislikes in bizarre dreamlike worlds.
On an interesting note, Sam is voiced by Pamela Segal-Adlin. If you never watched Recess or King of the Hill, you probably won't recognize the voice. Sam has a wild imagination and, among being young and naive, has a bad tendency to dive in head first without asking questions.
He's impatient, headstrong, and sometimes inattentive, but he isn't really all that bad. He's friendly and understanding and even goes out of his way to be nice to others regardless of their attitude. Other than that, well, he's kind of a boring character. There's not much depth to him, but what can you really expect? Put Put and Freddy are basically the same, except for Spy Fox. Spy Fox has class. True story. And speaking of story, let's see what there is to it.
For the first game, there isn't really that much of a story, but with that said, it is easy to follow. Sam isn't able to sleep during the night because of his fear of the dark and the mysterious sounds in his closet.
Oh yeah, it's like that one Doctor Who episode.
He decides to finally investigate what's going on and gain strength from his favorite superhero, Pajama Man. With him are his comfort items, his Pajama Sam mask, signature edition all-metal Pajama Man lunchbox, aka the portable bad guy containment unit, and his Illuminator Mark V Junior flashlight.
Because nothing strikes fear in the heart of darkness like a lunchbox, a mask, and a flashlight. That's like Mr. Freeze being afraid of a box of matches. Nice going. Though I have to remember this is a kid's game, and unless Sam's from the South, he can't go into there with his daddy's shotgun. Sam tumbles down a hole in his closet, ending up in the land of darkness, and gets stopped by a bunch of trees that steal his items, scattering them around the land. So in order to confront the darkness, he needs to find his items. And that's about it.
He also ends up meeting a bunch of other characters as he travels the land. He befriends a minecar named King to explore the lava mines underground, and a little boat named Otto to travel the rivers. There's a bunch of other characters too, and while we don't want to spoil, these are the kind of characters that make you think one of two things. A, the artist for this game looked to some weird children's book for inspiration.
Or B, they got briefly high to write the first thing coming to mind after hanging around the kids section of a bookstore. My money's on my own choice. Seriously though, if there were things living in my closet, you can be sure the Ghostbusters would be there in a heartbeat.
Though this does make me wonder, while Sam is down there collecting items, what's really going on? You think maybe Sam's a little, loco in the coco?
If he is, I think he's probably sharing the same cell as Calvin. And I think we've explained enough. Into the gameplay we go. Looking for a gripping action-packed platformer, or maybe a fast-paced addicting puzzle solver like Bejeweled? Well then, have fun clicking at shit. Every Pajama Sam game starts with Sam looking around for his items in a brief tutorial. Once you figure out how simple the gameplay is, you are thrust into the game with 2 objectives. Find the items Pajama Sam needs to confront his fear and complete the game, and also find the little hidden collectible items hidden in the background of some of the areas. Collecting them all doesn't serve much except for fully completing the game, and even then that doesn't give you very much.
What makes this game and the other games in this series interesting is that the world changes every time you start a new game. The items will be shuffled to a new location, and you'll have to adapt to some new areas and solve some new puzzles. It helps add to the replay value, but once you've played all the situations out, there's not much left to explore. At least the game's quirkiness gets you coming back for more.
No Need to Hide focuses on finding objects in the world and using them in different places to complete objectives and get closer to getting your items. You can also save your game at any time and resume later should something come between you and finding your lunchbox. Compared to the other 2 games, No Need to Hide seems a little simpler, but also a little bit more engaging. Oh, don't get me wrong, 2 and 3 are great, but don't go near 4. Trust me, you don't want to see what Pajama Sam's basically become.
At least this game has educational value, and that can hold up for at least something today. Kids are able to learn basic critical thinking, listening, and memory skills while learning not to fear the darkness. Though it can get a little challenging here and there at certain points, it doesn't kick your ass out the door. It's the good kind of challenging that adds to the replay value.
Other than following the main story, you can also collect socks hidden in the backgrounds of some of the places you enter. Clicking on them adds them to the laundry basket, and if you collect them all, well, you don't really get much of a reward. And I guess since this is an educational game, we have to get something out of this. So, good sir, what have we learned?
If you ever get rich, you will be robbed of your money for taxes and get nothing but a piece of moldy cheese.
Trees are evil and they will steal your shit and put it all around your neighborhood.
Your kitchen utensils are secretly alive and love to sing.
If there's a party going on, when you walk in, everyone will go silent until you leave or turn invisible.
It's totally safe to fix up a mine car and go barreling around mine shafts over pits of lava.
You can beat and befriend a spirit of darkness by playing a food version of Tic-Tac-Toe. And most importantly, don't go in your damn closet.
See? After all that, you still have a top 7 list.
Mere coincidence. Final thoughts?
For me, while this game does seem simple and maybe a bit of a short play for older people, it does have its replay value with its interactivity, bright colors, good animation, challenging puzzles, and interesting concepts. Although some of the animations may be a bit distracting when you're just digging around in the world you're in, that doesn't really mean it's a bad game, for it does keep your attention and is very rarely boring. Personally, it still stands out as one of my favorite nostalgic humongous entertainment games, along with Freddy Fish and the Missing Kelp Seeds, and Junior Field Trip's Let's Explore the Jungle.
As for me, this game would be great for kids, probably not so for guys like me. I mean, it teaches good lessons, it has decent humor, and presents itself as an easy-to-understand game that stirs the mind. It only carries nostalgic value to those who have played it in the past, because I'm pretty sure for those who haven't, this game probably gets overlooked and or unnoticed. I was glad to hear they brought back Pajama Sam and the Wii, so if you want to get your kid a good Wii game this Halloween, I'd say go for this.
That's a shame, actually. Even though the series is dead along with Spy Fox and Putt Putt, do you think there's maybe a possibility any of the series could come back?
Actually, yeah, I would love to see Pajama Sam as a little TV series. Think of the bizarre and surreal storylines you could come up with. You could make a shitty direct-to-DVD movie if you wanted, comic books, well that would be ironic since he is sort of inspired by a comic book, a web series, something, anything really. That's the magic of this series. It's just about a little boy who goes on surreal adventures in his home, and the possibilities there are almost endless. Now that actually begs the question though, what is Pajama Sam up to now?
Mom! Can you get me a sandwich, please? I don't trust this house anymore. The fridge might be stocked up with the singing carrots. Don't let me order again!
You just love your cameos, don't you?
That one was unintentional.
Yeah, we're not doing a slice movie review anytime soon, are we? Yoink! Ah! I am immortal! You know get these toys on! I am immortal! Splat! It's symbolic because I can only get 2 pages on Slender before I died.
I'm the Toon Critic, keeping you totally tuned for your viewing entertainments.
And I'm the Media Grubber. I don't have a catchphrase, and if I did, I never hear the end of it.
And we wish you a happy Halloween. Peace out.
Okay.